Call of Duty Zombies probably needs no introduction at this point. Came out in 2008 as a passion project, round-based gameplay that was difficult and fun, etc, etc, etc. All of these facts have been regurgitated out many times before by many different YouTubers. Best Zombies map of all time, Killer der Toten Black Ops 1, Origin Supremacy, Reach for Juggernog tonight, you probably know the deal by now. However, I, being this tiny YouTuber who is looking for something different and unique, was looking through old top 5 and top 3 videos from like 8 years ago, and even newer ones, and I realized something. There hasn't been a single top 5 video showcasing this tiny niche of zombies, the atmosphere of all the maps. The closest I could find was a tier list of every single zombies map, but they didn't exactly specify what was top 5. So, naturally, being the tiny YouTuber little gremlin that I am, I decided to jump on this chance as quickly as I possibly could before someone else steals my idea, and use the internet as a platform to nitpick and spread my terrible ideas. So, it's no secret that one of the biggest submersive elements in a video game is its atmosphere. It brings you to the story and gets you invested into the experience, making it feel as though you are a part of the game itself. So when a game, or in this case a map, has a particularly phenomenal atmosphere, you are going to remember it more fondly. So I have taken it upon myself, the guy with absolutely terrible takes and opinions, to compile the top 5 best atmospheres you can find in Call of Duty Zombies. Naturally, this ranking will be based off of a few categories to make sure I don't end up on side tangents. 1. How does this map present itself? First impressions, mostly. How does the map's atmosphere fit with the tone of the map? And how does this help to tell the map's story? This may or may not be just a slightly bit biased. In the number 5 spot, we have Shadows of Evil. This map is a masterpiece in gameplay, in its music, and most importantly for today, its atmosphere. You are spawned into the map, immediately told that you're cursed. It's almost like the map has evil in the name. I'm so funny. You're immediately taken to the 1930s and 40s with the smooth jazz and the flashy neon signs of Morgue City. Is Morgue City an on-the-nose name for a city of death? Oh my god! The thematicness of this really makes you feel immersed into the world of this map. The bright neon signs, the jazz, the characters who seem to be plucked straight out of a 1940s film, all of it comes together to form a nice, twisted cities for the zombies to be killed in. The only thing that really holds this map back for me though is the whole Apothicon thing of this map. They're woven into the map quite nicely, both gameplay and story-wise, but like, I don't know, I simply feel like giant tentacle squids with 3 heads, flying, acid-spitting horseflies, and literal meatballs that roll at you. It just doesn't really fit the whole 1940s aesthetic. For that opinion, I gotta keep it at number 5, guys. At number 4, I have Transit. First, you may be thinking, what the hell? The Bus Beep map? Yes, the Bus Beep map. Transit takes place 10 years after the events of Moon, shooting rockets that destroy the whole Earth faster than humanity ever could. Like, literally, if you blink, you will miss the whole Earth being exploded. Now, because the world is quite literally broken, because it was nuked into oblivion, it has to feel broken. And Transit does that perfectly. No other map feels as apocalyptic as Transit does. There's lava everywhere, the ragtag group of survivors sticking together to survive, the strange mutants in the fog itself, I still don't know how it contains itself to stay outside of the main areas, but we don't talk about that. It all culminates into a map that has a perfect atmosphere for a what the? Why isn't it higher? Because the map is annoying and I'm a biased piece of shit, so my list, my rules. At number 3, we have World at War Verrückt. The German insane asylum that takes place in World War II. Need I say more? It's filled with tight corridors, making the map suffocating and insanely difficult already. Pair that with the super sprinters of people who were once insane but now are, well, still insane. but now zombies. And you have a map that shows you just how crazy and chaotic it can get. Though, that's not all. While incredibly bare bones, there is still a lot of detailing in this map. Writing on the walls. It's the first map where the box can move, which, I feel kind of adds to the insanity. It's a moving, non-sentient being. Makes you think you're kind of hallucinating. Ooh. And the ambient noises of people screaming out in pain. The whirring of tools used to inflict said pain. And torturous experiments. Yeah. This map is scary, and it does a great job of showing this. It's more than deserving of this place on the list, in my opinion. At our number 2 spot, we have Buried. When I was but a wee little lad playing Call of Duty, no other map scared me more shitless than Buried did. The feeling of being so utterly alone and suffocated that not even Moon replicated for me. There is a dread that can be felt, like you drop down into this western town and it's just the zombies. It's ready to kill you at a moment's notice. And it does make sense. It's a western town with zombies. The ghosts, or the witches, if you're feeling quite fancy today, are terrifying. You can hear their whispers constantly throughout the map, and oftentimes, if you listen close enough, you can hear a faint music box playing in the background. Eerie. This map is almost perfect in atmosphere. It's almost stunning, and that is why it is in my number 2 spot. Before we get to the number 1 spot, I have a few honorable mentions. These are all maps that are good and almost made the list, but just weren't good enough to make the top 5 because I'm a picky sumbitch. And, to absolutely nobody's surprise, we have Dur on Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead is literally perfect in atmosphere. Actual perfection. Alcatraz. 4 mobsters try to escape. They soon realize that Alcatraz has been bent, warped into a twisted, hellish version of its real-life counterpart. Bodies hanging from the roof, satanic symbols on the walls and floors. Chimes replace the perk machine jingles. It's a somberness that no other map really has. Blood splatters all over the prison. The zombies themselves have glass and barbed wire embedded into them. The mobsters assemble the plane, finding parts scattered around the map to fly away from the rooftop. The plan works, until it doesn't. They fly right into the Golden Gate Bridge where there is a sign above 4 electric chairs. No one escapes alive. This is where it clicks and everything makes sense. The afterlife system, the bodies hanging from the ceilings of failed attempts. They're stuck in a time loop and are unable to escape it. They'll be trapped here forever to repent for their sins, constantly fighting to get out of the prison only to be sent right back once they do. Because truly, no one escapes alive. Call of Duty Zombies knows how to set an atmosphere, perhaps better than most games. Each map has its own story, its own feel, its own atmosphere that most games don't even have for their own. And that is what makes Call of Duty Zombies so special. I am Sarcasm, and I hope to see you in the next one.